This is the podcast of the hour. Too sweet to be sour. What you see is what you get. What you don't is better yet. It's South Africa speak. It's McGee's regret. And if you haven't subscribed, you've made a bad bet. Now, like and subscribe, and let's get ready to get into a deep dive into the podcast vibe. So, what are we looking at today? Okay, we know that elections are coming soon, May 29th of May. So, what we're going to be doing today is unveiling how the South African government has failed us continuously and possible solutions out of this predicament we found ourselves in. So welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Let's start the show. Political disillusionment and governmental failures in South Africa. Okay, it's obvious to say that after attaining our democracy as a country, there's things that you expect, right? There's things that you expect, such as equality, justice, and prosperity. Like, not only did we expect those things, we were promised them by the government, right? We were promised those things. It wasn't just hopes and dreams and aspirations. We were promised those things because we know we've been through a lot, right? We've been through a lot as a country. Even before apartheid, it wasn't a great place to live in, really. It wasn't. So, how you look at it now is like, okay, where are we at now compared to where we were then? Like, where are we at now? How are we standing? How are the citizens of this country standing with the government? Because okay, let's just explore this whole thing together and we'll see if we come up with possible solutions. So what are the current challenges that we're facing as a country? What are the current challenges? Let's look at it. Look, man, like, you can name these things all day long and you're not gonna finish. To name a few: corruption, number one, corruption, unemployment, poverty, crime, load shedding, inadequate service delivery. It's just, yo, man, you can't finish, man, bruv. You can't. And like, it's just a bunch of governmental failures after failures. And like, if you just don't just look at the system, look at the people who are involved within the system. Like the politicians, man, it's just scandal after scandal, man. Today, one politician has committed tax evasion, and then there's another case of corruption from another government official. Corruption, bribery, instances of incompetence. And these niggas are incompetent, man. Like, not to say, okay, of course you can blame how you can say, okay, they're just bad people, right? You can say that, and it's easy to say that they are bad people. But besides that, these niggas are just incompetent at their jobs. They're just bad at what they do. Like, sometimes it's not their fault, they're just terrible at it. And the thing is, like, we put people as our leaders who don't know what they're doing. So of course, man, these guys are gonna mess it up. That's what happens, man. And this whole thing has contributed to public disillusionment. You can't, at this point, when you say you see nothing, you're just delusional, man. You're just delusional. Okay, let's do a quick analysis of each political party as we head into these elections. So, let's just look at the performance of each political party in South Africa. Number one, ANC. Okay, ANC. They've done nothing wrong, except they are responsible for each and every problem that we're facing as a country, past, present, and future. Of course, we can blame apartheid, but man, we've given you 30 years, man. Do something, man. Try to do something good for your people, man. Bruh, there's nothing to show. There's nothing to show. Literally nothing, man. Man, don't do this, bruh. Eskom, like Transnet, South African Airways, man. It's just, man, embarrassment after embarrassment, bruv. And what do we have? The DA. Man, what trust do you trust the DA? Okay, let's just make it. I'm just gonna say it. We don't trust the DA. And when your party always has like black people leaving it, black people are always leaving your party, we're gonna start asking ourselves, like, are they racist, or is it like, I'm not gonna say they are, but are they? It's just a question. Are they? You don't know. And honestly, they're unrelatable. They can't relate to us. It's like they don't relate to the average South African citizen. like they're not relatable. What else? EFF. So EFF, besides the outrageous stuff that they've said in the past, everything they say sounds good. It sounds good for the average South African citizen. But only time will tell. Only time will tell. Once they get to lead a municipal by themselves, we'll see how their policies, like how they're going to implement their policies, and if they do good. But still, man, okay, what we have MK. We have MK. I was about to forget about MK. But we do have that small Zulu party there. So like that goes through scandals today with like ANC. It's like they're giving each other a hard time. So but still. But I understand. If I was Zulu, I might vote for MK too. Because man, they got Zuma, and Zuma is very likable, man. That guy is he's very likable. He's got that old people like charisma, man. So it's I guess it goes well with like average Zulu people, maybe, but we'll see. But still, all these political parties have failed to address the aspirations and the needs of ordinary South African citizens. They have, and like they've all been implicated in a bunch of controversies. So democracy promised us freedom, and what is freedom really? What is freedom? This is my definition of freedom. I haven't I have, but I won't go through like the dictionary definition of freedom at this point. But I'd say freedom is just being able to do whatever you want, whenever you want. Just that, man. Just being able to do whatever you want, whenever you want. That's basically what freedom is. And that's what democracy promised us. That's what it did. But and we've seen like all these things that we've gone through, and like, but what are the solutions really? What are the solutions? And okay, one of the things that I'm thinking of right now is like independence. Like, what is independence? Because like when you say freedom is being able to do whatever you want, whenever you want. If you are living under someone's leadership, man, it's hard to do whatever you want, whenever you want. And the independence allows you to do whatever you want, whenever you want, because you depend on yourself. But it's hard to like be self-sufficient as one person, because Ubuntu means like you have to depend on other people. But the thing is, like, we've given the government so much power. We've just given them so much power, and once you give someone that power, bruh, for how long are you gonna depend on them, man? So I feel like the government should be decentralized. It should be. Try to look at things maybe from our local governments, because those things you can control. You know the councillor. You know what it is. You know the mayor, right? You can go to the mayor's office. You can't go to the government. You can't go to parliament. You can't do that. So we just have to like reduce our reliance on the government, and like try to think of like ways to be successful, like starting from like family, and like just being able to do whatever you want, man. And one of those things is just to try to get rich, man, because like man, if you're broke, bruv, you depend on people, man. You depend on like this government, you depend on, but once you get money, it's easier to go about things in your own way, right? It's just like that, man. Politics are like Shakespearean poetry, man. They're like those songs that it's hard to follow, and like it's just boring, just plain boring, man. Politics is boring, man. It is, man. But the thing is, like, unlike poetry, they affect each and every day of your life. Right, they do, and it's just how it is. So like you have to pay attention, really. You just have to. But one thing, it's like one thing this freedom like came with is like the ability to talk about things. At least we can talk about things, say what's happening wrong, that's wrong, how are they messing up, what are the possible solutions. But we'll see, man. Yeah, so when you're the best podcast in the world, they don't call you a great podcast. They call you the podcast vibe. Like and subscribe. Share.